That, yes. And so the one that we went to was Red Rocks Open Space.
Love that place.
Colorado Springs.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful area. There's like a little, I don't want to call it a lake or even a pond, more of like a body of water.
Like excess water.
That ducks live in. But it's very hilly and so hilly. It's more up than it is down.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a little bit of down, and mostly it's just up, and there's water in there somewhere. And so we were like, yeah, let's go. And neither of us had been for probably 3 years-ish.
So you even forgot how hilly it is.
Yes. And it was so bad. So,
was it? It
like 20 minutes into our bike ride, both of us look at each other and we're like, what the hell did we do?
Because at this point, you're just going uphill.
We're just uphill. We're sweating.
Man.
This lady is like, she keeps passing us with her 3 dogs. And then we pass her because we're on bikes.
Yeah.
And then we stop because we're just dying. Our lungs have literally collapsed in on itself.
Sure.
And then the lady with her 3 dogs passes us again. That lady probably passed us, I would say 5 times. No shit. Nice. 5 times. And so
I'm picturing like the oldest person ever with like a poodle.
It wasn't. She was pretty fit.
She was like in shape.
30 something.
Okay.
She was our demographic.
Hey
girl.
Welcome to our podcast.
Hey, you're out there.
I want to go biking with you. I have nobody to bike with because so my husband bought a bike and he's never used it.
Not once?
Not once. We bought it when he was injured, and now he's better, but now he's always tired.
Well, so when we went to the bike shop, the bike guy said that that's very common.
I know.
People do that.
To be fair, his bike cost like $60 because we got it on discount at Walmart.
Oh, yeah. Store of the day.
Yeah, store of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I wanted to give up, and he was like, no.
It's worth it once you make it to the top.
Yeah, so we made it to the top, and I thought, and that's the worst part, is I thought that I was, like, pretty fit, and I was halfway up this hill, and I was like, I want to die. I wanted to throw my bike.
No.
I was looking at the cacti on the side of the road, and I was like, if I break in one of those, can I drink some water out of it? Like,
hey, in your defense, like, we're at like 1 billion feet high.
Yeah.
We're higher than Denver.
Yep.
The altitude is unreal.
We're close to 7,000 feet.
Yeah. And then you're at Red Rocks, you're even higher.
Yeah. I was probably at 7,000. So, I don't know. I just wanted to die. And then, so we went downhill, we passed the lake, we got our picture taken, whatever. Life was good.
You're like, we have to document this.
We have to at least show the people that we did this. And so the next day, I was like, I'm going to ride my bike. Oh, wait. Back up.
Okay.
So at the bottom of the hill, there's this bike ramp.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so much fun.
What would you call that? A bike?
It's like a BMX.
Yeah, like
stunt thing.
Only bikes can go in.
Yeah, it's got like
bicycles,
wooden ramps and shit.
Wooden ramps, and you can practice your stability, your balance, all that jazz.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like poles that you posts. I don't know what the best word is, but you ride your bike on very narrow.
Yeah. To practice your balance, like you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Zeb and I went in there to kind of try it out and see. I was like, this is seriously day 1 of bicycling in 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So there was this board that was, it was like a teeter-totter.
Like an agility course for dogs.
That's exactly what it was. But there was this board, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go off the board.
Oh my gosh.
Catch some air.
Oh no.
So I go to the end of the board. I do not catch air.
Just a conk.
Well, so the front wheel goes down, catches 0 air.
Of course.
And the back part, the back wheel with the seat just hits the bottom of my spine as hard as possible.
Ouch.
I know! That pain that everyone's felt on a bike, but probably when they were like in 5th grade.
I thought you were going to say it like hit you right into your ass.
No, they did. On the very bottom of my spine.
Oh, so like the tailbone. Ouch.
Where your butt cheeks and the bottom of your spine meet.
Your poor booty.
So I was like, whatever, I'll be fine. Like, it was one of those things that just, like, goes through your whole body. And
Dear me,
like,
have to ice my ass.
yeah. And it just goes through your whole body, and it's like, I'm alive. Like, okay, yes, I am living. It was one of those, like, reality checks of, I'm not dead. I'm not mundane. This is real life. Yes,
YOLO.
You can die at any time kind of moments.
Were you standing up or were you sitting on your seat?
No, I was sitting on the seat.
Oh, okay.
I think you're supposed to. I don't know.
I don't know either. I was just curious.
I'm not a BMXer. What am I thinking?
I don't know. It sounds so painful. Like, I'm surprised you're able to walk right now.
Well, so it was actually the worst. So then the next day, yesterday, I waited a day and I rested my bum. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday, I was like, I'm going to go play on my bike, my new bike. Da-da-da-da. And I just go to our local park, which is all cement.
Okay.
And I ride around the area.
That's pleasant. Cute. That's what people do at that park. They're just, like, adorable.
And apparently, after 1 day's of rest, I have a bruise on my left cheek, a bruise on my right cheek, and a bruise on the bottom of my tailbone.
Ouch.
So I'm, like, riding my bike, and I'm halfway through the park. I'm like, I have to go back at least.
Oh, fuck.
It was awful, but...
Also, you guys have, like, legitimate bikes where they're, like, the seat is hard as a rock.
Yeah.
You don't have those Walmart specials that are, like, cushiony and full of gel. Yeah. You have, like, an actual seat that is painful. So I can't... Ow, that sounds so painful.
Yeah, just think of your bum hurting the worst, and that's what... So,
Cheers
sitting on this chair, I'm like, yeah, podcast.
It goes
Can I stand?
It goes along great with our anal beer.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Our word of the day is anal.
Anal.
Letter of the day is A.
That reminds me, like, the only time I've really hurt my tailbone is is skydiving with you.
Yes.
And a few other people. And instead of landing on my feet, I chose to land straight on my tailbone. God, it hurts so bad. Like, I remember it knocked the wind out of me because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And I could barely walk. I couldn't even sit. They take you on, like, this truck out to the zone to skydive, and then they take you back to the DZ, and then I couldn't even sit in that truck because you're just hitting rocks the whole time.
Was that your first landing?
No, I think that was like I think it was still static line, so it must have been maybe the third.
Fun fact about Beth and I, we have both skydived a shit ton.
Yes, and never with a person.
Yes, not once. I've never tagged. It was all solo.
Yeah, you're able to do static line. A lot of people don't know that. Mm-mm. So we did static line, and actually, one of the first times we went if not the first time we went static line skydiving, I was in the same plane as Audrey, and she was the first to go out the door, and she
hated my life.
Completely panicked, and they're like, "All right, Audrey, go step out onto the wing and like you put your feet on the strut," and she's like, "No."
Well, because, like, reality hit me that I was jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
I mean, it was so loud. The wind was
just
rapid.
blowing in our faces.
Gosh. And then you have to step out into there. And you're the first person, too. And so she sees... Oh, my gosh. It was so funny. They had to, like, do another loop around the drop zone. And this time, our instructor was like, "You have to jump. I will push you out if you don't jump." Oh, man, good times.
They pushed me out onto the railing. I don't know what it's called, but I, like, shimmied my way out, and I was like, I can't do it. And he, like, pulled me down. He was like...
Like, you refused to let go. Yeah. That's the cool thing about static line is, like, you have to willingly let go.
It's all you.
You can't wait for your tandem person to say, "Are you ready?"
So if you're not a skydiving person, you should not do static line.
Yeah, well, no one's a skydiving person until they skydive.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's so good, though. There's no better feeling in the world.
If you land correctly, which Audrey was really good at.
No, not my first one.
Oh, really?
So that's why I asked, I was like, was that your first time? And you said no, like my third or fourth. And for me, my very first land, I landed on my boom.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I have it on video. It's on my Facebook.
Oh. I don't remember that. I thought you guys always landed. I have never landed on my feet while skydiving.
I landed on my feet every single time after that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So we did it more than once.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Just don't hurt your ass. Moral of the story is it hurts to
ping your spine.
Get anally injured.
Oh, man. So, on that note of dangerous things and horrible decisions, should we talk about the book?
I mean, you make it sound like the book was all about horrible decisions.
It was in some cases. In my opinion. But Beth gave me the tour for the overview for those of you who have never read this book. I do recommend it. So hold on, let me find it. Blah, 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 blah.
I thought you were just gonna do it off the cuff.
It was I was going to, and then you're like, "Well, but do you know this part?" And I was like, "No."
Do you know
I
the
looked
name
it up,
of the book?
and it's basically a 2-sentence summary. So, The Glass Castle details the story of Jeanette Walls and her family. Constantly short on cash and food, the family moves around the country frequently and tries to resettle. Though the family is dysfunctional, the memoir communicates itself without condemning either of the Walls parents. Done.
I don't like it. Now in your own words.
Okay, so in my own words, the story follows Jeanette Walls. It is a memoir of her and her family, her 2 parents, and her, 3 siblings? 2 sisters, 1 brother?
Totally.
Yeah. And both parents kind of have a free spirit, I would say.
Yes, the mother's a painter and an artist.
Yeah, and the father is a...
Drunk
and a bipolar drunk.
Yeah.
And they travel the country because they don't have any other options. I don't know. Was that any better than the one I found online?
No, I think it was because the traveling other parts of the countries is important because they're nomads. They have no place to live.
Right.
They travel because they avoid fines and taxes and
going to jail.
Anytime they do something remotely illegal, they leave the town.
I will say, so to start off this entire part of the podcast, I found this overview on Goodreads for The Glass Castle because after I finished it, I went into Goodreads and I was like, what did everybody else think about this?
I like doing that too.
Because I don't know what I feel. And I think it's the first one on there. And I'll just read the first part, but she says, this is Meredith, something.
Thanks, Meredith
in advance. Meredith says, my sister saw The Glass Castle on my coffee table and said, oh, I read that. It's kind of ... Then she paused, and we both were awkwardly silent for a minute. Well, I was going to say, it's kind of like us, a little bit, but not. Yeah, I said. I wasn't going to say it because not all of it. And she says, yeah, not all of it. And then we didn't talk about it ever again.
That's pretty much all you need to discuss.
That's literally how I feel about this book. Yeah. When I was halfway through it and I was like, ah! And I don't know if I was frustrated because of the book itself or because there was like a little part of me in it. But also not. Where I read it and I was like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Or how could a parent ever treat their kid like that? But at the same... On the other side of things, I was like, oh, yeah, we did that. You know? So...
It's a very relatable book, and especially if you have family members or you yourself are in it. Mm-hmm. Of course, like, her experiences are unique, but they're also relatable because it's just shit that happens to a family that you don't think is being... You don't think of it as, oh, this is like a trying time in our lives. Mm-hmm. It's just something that happens and you deal with it.
Right.
And she has very unique experiences in this. I would be amazed if anybody shared the same experiences. But everyone has those weird, unique experiences in their family. So you might not have had a specific one that she has, but you probably have had this weird, unique experience in your family where you're like, in retro,